politics, social climb, and family unit. Leadership or lack of it has been a major contributing factor to the success of individual and corporate world. No wonder nations with better leadership culture outperforms nations with weak and incompetent leaders. Everything rises and falls on leadership. It is against this background that Global Future Leaders Network, whose mandate is to lead and organize the global leadership crusade that will liberate individual, organizations, and nations from negative and slavery tendencies in order to secure the release of amazing potential in them for the good of all, organizes monthly Success and Leadership Summit. We believe your success and leadership capacity will receive a boost as you listen to this insightful message from Pastor Funso Popoola, President, Global Future Leaders Network. You are most welcome on board.
If you inherit wealth and do not have the capacity to create wealth, you will not be able to manage the wealth that you inherited. And that is why we need to learn how to create wealth. Unfortunately, there is no course like that in the university where they say somebody is studying to have a degree in wealth creation. So we have to come out of universities and out of schools to learn what it is to create wealth. There are certain things that cannot give us wealth. Salary cannot give us wealth. Your salary is what your employer think you worth. And it is not in your control. People that make wealth, they are in control of the flow. They are the one that determine, by the reason of what they do, that they determine what volume of money that comes in every month or every week or every day. You don't determine your salary. Even at interview, when they ask you, how much do you think we should give to you that will make you come? You mention an amount of money. They are not under any obligation to grant it. In most cases, they will tell you we can't pay up to that. So, when you are craving for wealth, you do not think the way salary earners think only. You think differently. If you're a salary earner, it is high time for you to begin to think again, what again to do in order for you to make more money. The way you think to make a living is not the way you think to make a fortune. There are two different things. To make a living means to be able to feed yourself, feed your family, pay your house rent, fuel your car, change your clothes once in a while, meet certain obligations. That's living. The way you think to make a living is not the way you think to make a fortune. To make wealth, you need to think differently. Okay? To be wealthy, you don't discuss salary. You don't discuss wages. You don't discuss time. You discuss results. What is the end result of my week? What is the end result of my day? What is the end result of my month? What will be the end result of my year? Rich men discuss salary. Wealthy people discuss net worth. Rich men discuss salary. Wealthy people discuss net worth. The economic value that your employers places on you is called salary. The economic reward for the value you create is called wealth. I repeat, the economic value that your employers place on you is called salary. The economic reward that you get out of the value you created is called wealth. So that means to make wealth, you have to create value. And that is why we are talking about wealth creation. Because money does not exist primarily in form of currency. It exists
indisputable fact that excellent leadership remains the greatest challenge of the 21st century, either in personal, business, religion, politics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to bring to you this hour the Global Future Leaders Success and Leadership Summit for June 2020. We consider it highly imperative to make known to our people all over the world what is it that we need to do at this time in order for us to drive towards the place of success. A lot of things have happened since the pandemic started late in March, particularly here in Nigeria, or let me say from last year, December. And it has made a lot of changes on the world terrain economically. A lot of things have happened, paradigm have shifted, and we are here wishing that things that happened never happened. We need to understand certain things in order for us to continue the journey where we are going. The theme of the summit is Success in Complexities. It's going to be a series as we move on. My name is Ebenezer Funso, Popoola, the president of Global Future Leaders Network. What are the peculiarities of the time? We are in a war situation. War against invisible but real and deadly force. The Third World War, people that are like this, the United Energy crisis the world faces since the Second World War. Coronavirus pandemic is the worst, not one of the worst, is the most challenging crisis the world has faced since the Second World War. The peculiarity of the time is such that we have a combination of devastating health and economic crisis. The journey of success for individuals, family, organizations, and nations is heavily threatened. The journey of success, driving toward the place of fulfillment for individuals, for families, for organizations, and for nations of the world is heavily threatened. There is no nation that is spared. The developed nations, the developing nations, the underdeveloping nations, every nation of the world is threatened. So dreams are threatened, visions are threatened, projections are threatened, projects are threatened, and aspirations are looking down. All of these happening at the same time. Where exactly are we in the equation of our aspirations? The whole world is confused. A lot of people don't know what next it is to do. So success in the face of complexity is the real thing that we are facing now, because we have a vacuum in us that can only be filled with success. So what is success in the face of complexities? Now, success cannot be defined in one sentence like many other subjects. You want to define economics, you have just one sentence. You want to define geography, you have just one sentence. You want to define psychology, you have just one sentence to do that. Success is inseparably tied to purpose and aim of the individual, or the family, or the organization, and of nations. And because our aims and purposes differ from one person to another, from one family to another, success means different things to different people. But watch something. In all definitions of success, one thing is common, and that is accomplishment. Accomplishment is common in all definitions of success in life, accomplishment. So it is the attainment of accomplishment. It is getting to the place of accomplishment
that success is obtained until you accomplish certain things. Your aim, your vision, your dream, your goal, you have not succeeded. So how do we drive in this direction? How do we get to the place of success in the face of complexity? The pandemic, the crisis time, the complex season is a portal. I'd like for us to understand that this time is like a portal. And what do I mean by a portal? It's story the past and imagine the world anew. Pandemic means a break from the past. For those of us that are still interested in succeeding in our ventures in life, pandemic have another definition here. The definition of pandemic means a break from the past and imagining our world anew. So this particular pandemic is no different. So the COVID-19 pandemic is a break from the past. It's an opportunity to view our world in a new direction. It's a portal. It's a gateway. So the pandemic is a gateway. For people that are going to succeed post-pandemic, you need to add this definition of what pandemic is all about. It is a break from the past, a viewing of our world in a new way. Okay? So how do we navigate the way forward? We're already in the pandemic. We already have a new definition for the pandemic. It's a portal. And when you get to a portal, then you can navigate. So how do we navigate? Whatever has been done before can be repeated if the factors and variables are the same. Have people ever succeeded in a similar season before? Have people achieved their goals in a similar situation before? Have people gotten their results in a similar situation before? How do we navigate? It is not a coincidence. What has happened? It's not by coincidence that going by the world history, you see some of the most enduring and valuable organizations in the world started during different seasons of pandemic or recession. From General Electric, that started in 1892 and recorded a return, recorded a revenue of $95.2 billion in 2019. General Electric started during a recession similar to this. The General Motors started in 1908, just in a very difficult time like this. They recorded a revenue of $137.2 billion in 2019. FedEx started off at the tail end of a recession time in 1971. FedEx reported a $65.5 billion in 1975, recorded a revenue of $125.8 billion in 2019. All these are examples that are meant to encourage us that whatever that has happened before can happen again. If these organizations and many more that I could not mention now started off during recession, it means that the forces them to drive in the direction of success. Have they succeeded now? Yes. Are they still alive now? Yes. But do you know something that I discovered? There are many, many millions and millions of people that lived in the same time that what they had a good excuse for failure. So, like a man said, called Konrad Adenauer, he said, we all live under the same sky, but we don't all have the same horizon. So all of us may be in the same pandemic situation, but we all are not going to be affected the same way. It depends on knowledge, understanding, perspective, mindset, orientation. From which binoculars are you viewing the world today? We all live under the same sky. So we may be in the same industry, we may be in the same line of business, in the same environment, in the same market situation, affect impact. But what has happened is not having the same impact. There may be complexities all around us, but in each of their success. So how do you start? You need to begin by keep clear. You need to keep your horizon clear. All of us live under the same sky, but we don't have the same horizon. And this horizon is an individualistic thing. My horizon is different from your own is different from mine, but we all are authors of our own horizon. Someone said, if you wake up in the morning and you discover that the weather is not favorable for you to achieve your success, create your own weather. I said that again. You wake up in the morning and the weather is not looking favorable for you to achieve what you want to achieve in the day, create your own weather. Create your own weather. Keep your horizon clear first. And how do you do that? You need to wake up your purpose again, your sense of purpose. Wake up your vision again. You need to come to a place of self-conference and ask yourself question. Do I want this pandemic to be the end of the road for me? If your answer is no, then continue as this summit continues. Continue listening to me as we continue. If you still want clear, before you can ever navigate your way, your horizon must be clear. Many people's visions are blurred now because there is a major shift from the traditional normal to the new normal. The way we do things before, the way we do businesses before, the way we approach our day before has changed. So there is a paradigm shift. That paradigm shift has kept many people down and their visions are very blurred now. So to navigate your way to success at a time like this requires a 7-component code. You need to operate a 7-component code. The component spells P for Paul, U for umbrella, R for reason, S for success, U for understanding, I for ease, and T for technology. That code spells pursuit. The code to navigate your way in time like this spells pursuit. P-U-R-S-U-I-T. Now, before we go into unbundling the code, no one ever succeeded by accident. No one will ever get to the place of accident of success and they ask him, how did you get here? And he said, I just find myself in the place of success. That has never happened. That will not happen. No one ever succeeded by accident. It takes the code of pursuit in order for you to get to the place of success, particularly in a time like this. Success is like a gold in the belly of the earth crust. Success is like precious pearl in the bed of the ocean. No one stand at the bank of the sea and bring the pearl, the precious pearl. No one stand on the face of the ground and just pick the gold that is buried in the belly of the earth crust. There must be a pursuit if you must still get to the place of success despite the complexities of this time. So let us now unlock the code. Let us unlock the code. The code is pursuit in spelling. The first letter P of pursuit, which is the code, stands for purpose and proactiveness. Purpose and proactiveness. You must wake up your purpose again if you must succeed in a time like this. Not only wake it up, you must lift it above your head if you must succeed. There must be nothing more important to you at this time apart from your purpose, which is your aim, which is the reason why you are alive. Anyone that doesn't have something he can die for is not meant to be alive. You need to understand that purpose is the reason why you slept yesterday and you wake up again the following morning. What again does P stand for? It stands for proactiveness. To be proactive is to think ahead. You know, we talk about thinking outside the box. Now, this time around, you have to think both ways. Think within the box and think outside the box. Because you are also a box. You are a box of treasure. A box of treasure. Inside of you are deposits deposit loaded inside of you that you need to connect to. Proactiveness, proactiveness, proactiveness. How are things now? How are things going to be in the next minute? How are things going to be in the next day? How are things going to be in the next month? How are things going to be 10 years to come? Peradventure, some people saw this time when the internet came up. Peradventure, some people saw this time when all of those technological advancements were made to happen. So we understand by default that certain things are in place for us so that we can make the best use of them in time like this. Proactiveness. So in your line of pursuit, in your line of ambition, either you want to succeed as a family man, you want to succeed in business, you want to succeed in school, in academics, you want to succeed in a particular project, you want to succeed in governance as a public holder, as a public office holder, you need to understand perfectly your purpose and connect it to the proactiveness that this time requires. No one lives by the day at this time and still get to the place of success. So letter P of the code stands for purpose. It stands for proactiveness. How things are going to be. The second letter, letter U in the code, stands for understanding. You need to understand what this time is saying in order for you to move forward in the quest of your success, in the pursuit of success as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as a student in academics, to succeed as a family man, to succeed as a public office holder, to succeed as a clergyman, to succeed even for yourself. You need to understand so many things at this time. Now, all that you know now is all that you have learned. And all that you have learned is not all there is to learn. So that means you need to learn new things, you need to unlearn certain things, you need to go for knowledge, hunt for knowledge and information. Look outward for knowledge that is needed at this time to succeed. It may not be what you know before that will make you succeed at this time. Thank God we are in the information age. Understanding is key in the equation of achieving success at this time. Understanding. And let me say this, nobody knows it all. We have too many unknowns, but what you don't know, somebody else does. So we need to hunt for knowledge and understanding. The third letter in the code is resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. Resources at your disposal must be well utilized. You must be resourceful, prudent. Or let me say it another way, you must be prudent in the utilization of the resources at your disposal. Resourcefulness, resourcefulness. Both human resources, material resources, mental resources at your disposal must all be combined together in order for you to make the best use of them. This is not a time when resources should be wasted. Resources include your relationship within your ecosystem, relationship with your customers, relationship with your team members, relationship with your staff members, relationship with your suppliers, relationship with financial institutions, relationship with your environment, relationship with the bigger ecosystem, even with your competitors. You need to understand that resources are huge at your disposal, and this is not a time to look away from them. Number 4, the fourth component of the code is letter S, which stands for success itself. Now, if you look at the code, I said that the code spelled pursuit. You will discover that the letter S is right in the middle, in the center of pursuit. Pursuit is a 7-letter word, and letter S is in number 4. So you add 3 letters before letter S, and you add 3 letters after letter S. Letter S is right in the middle, and that is success. It's right in the middle of the equation of success. Until you have annexed the first 3, you have not started the journey of success. I'm coming back to it. Then we add the 5th letter. That's letter U, which stands for unbundling your uniqueness. You want to succeed at this time? Post-COVID, you need to unbundle your uniqueness. In you are certain uniqueness. There are certain things that you are wired specially to do like no other person can do. Unbundle your talent and gifts. Unbundle that thing that is peculiar to you. It may be understanding. It may be organization. It may be capacity to drive even when nothing is driving. It may be ability for you to lift other people up. It may be in mentoring. It may be in certain projections. Okay, what are your uniqueness? Unbundle your uniqueness, unbundle your talent, unbundle your gifts. This is key in the equation of your drive towards the place of success. Everything that is unique about you matters now. So you need to look inside that box. Don't just look outside the box. Look inside that box and again discover what are your uniqueness, your gift, and your talent, and unbundle them. Those things are not there for decorations. They are there for a time like this. For a time like this. Okay? Unbundling your uniqueness. Unbundle your talent. Unbundle your gifts. Okay? The place of your birth bestows certain things on you. We have cultures, which are part of the thing that you must look into. What is it about my culture that can be useful at this time? You have your traditional culture, you have your gender culture, you have your religious culture, you have culture of entrepreneurship that you have bought into if you are one. Unbundle your uniqueness, your gift, and your talent. Then number 6 component in the code is integrity. Now, integrity is redefined by the pandemic. Integrity is redefined by the pandemic. Integrity matters now more than ever before. Before the pandemic, you transact business face-to-face, physically with people. You organize meeting. You meet in the boardroom, okay, physically. You can read people's countenance when you are discussing with them and things like that. Now we discover that we are not supposed, or we are not to transact business only with people that we can see physically. Almost everything in the business world today has moved from the ground to online. Integrity is redefined. You need to take responsibility now for everything that has to do with you, particularly when you are relating with other people. You want to succeed at this time. If you lack integrity, I'm so sorry to announce to you that the person is lost on the radar of success. Anyone that lacks integrity now, or that is deficient of integrity now, is already lost on the radar of success. Is never to be found. Integrity is key. It is the 6th component of the code. Integrity is not only what you say with your mouth. Integrity is the thing that you do, even when you know that nobody is seeing you. So you need to rearrange yourself in the mind. You need to change your perception. You need to understand that this is no time to cheat anyone or to play smart, because integrity will matter in your drive towards the place of success. Now, the last component of the code is letter T. I'm coming back to success now. The last letter of the code is letter T, which stands for trust. Trust. T-R-U-S-T. Now, listen to this. The last thing that people give to you when you relate with them or when you have something to do with them is trust. Trust is the last thing that people surrender to you. Before you win somebody's trust, you must have worked with him or her for a while. He must have studied you. He must have tried you. He must have tested you in business. He must have left his fortune in your care. Then when he's convinced that you are trustworthy, he will hand over his trust to you. But you know one funny thing is that the first thing that is withdrawn back when you begin to mess up is trust also. So trust is a commodity which people are very unwilling to give, and they are very willing and eager to take back from you when they find out that you do not worth it. Anyone in business, anyone that is working in a team, anyone that is driving an organization that want to succeed at this time must raise the trust bar. You must raise the trust bar because it is one of the major components of achieving success at a time like this. So when all these 6 are in place, in adequate dose, purpose is well defined, proactiveness is in place, understanding is profound, resourcefulness is well managed, you can unbundle your uniqueness, talent, and gift very well, and go extra mile to make sure that the thing that you know that you know best to do, you are doing it well, and then add it all with integrity and trust. Then the resulting answer of what you get is success. So success is not just an accident, it's a product of an effective mix-up of certain things. When those 6 components mix up properly, what you get out of it is success. It does not matter in which clime you're operating from. It doesn't matter at what level you are. You may be a messenger in the office or office assistant. You may be a driver, corporate or personal. You may be the head of finance in your organization. You may be a governor of a state. You may be the president of any country in the world. You need these 6 component code in order for you to arrive at the place of success. Okay, so now in the best of times, many people fails. Even in the best of times, when everything is working well, people fails, and then you're wondering, why is this person not succeeding? And then also in the most difficult of the time, many people succeed also, and then you are wondering, how has he made the success? Let me repeat myself. In the best of time, many people fail, and you are wondering, why should this person fail? Everything possible that you need is available. And in the most difficult of the times, many people succeed, and then you are wondering, how did he get it? How did she get that? What is the formula? You know the difference? The difference is the mindset. The difference is the mindset. The mindset differentiates between one person and another when they are in the same situation of life. Many have failure mindset. Many have excuse mindset. Many have manufacturing device in them that manufacture excuses for them, reason why things will not happen for them. And the other person have a possibility mindset. He believes that there is no situation or circumstance that is strong enough to make him fail. Whatever your mindset composition is, that is what you will get. No one ever fly higher than his or her mindset. So success is not a function of which continent of the world you are living. Success is not a function of which part of the world you come from. Success is not a function of how many certificates you have acquired. Success is not a function of whether you have money or not. Success is a function of your mindset that accommodates or that can process and make the best use of the code with all the components of that code. When you get to that point, you are driving in the direction of success. I want to conclude by saying that there is no one who have enough reason to fail, because despite all that the pandemic has brought, we discover there are so many positive things that the same pandemic brought to us. So it is whatever you want to take from the pandemic that we take. You want to take excuse from the pandemic, there are many excuses. You want to take opportunities from pandemic, there are many opportunities. And I am hoping very strongly that because of this summit that you have participated in, you will be able to find your way forward. You'll be able to design your pathway again to drive yourself toward the place of success. Success is possible despite the complexities. I repeat again, success is possible despite the complexities. And one more time, success is possible despite the complexities. Until I come your way next time on Success and Leadership Summit, I wish you well, keep your dream alive, have a wonderful time, and see you at the top. Bye-bye. Drop your questions down on the screen, and then we will begin to attend to your questions. Thank you. God bless you. Okay. I'm waiting for your questions. Waiting for your questions. Thank you very much. There's no question. That means that we have a very clear understanding of the subject, and I wish you well in your pursuit for success. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.